Hey guys, welcome back to Fiscal Voyage. My name is Felix. So Warren Buffett, Berkshire Hathaway just announced some investments that they've done with their Q3 report. So we're going to look at those investments. He sold some companies. He's completely sold out of one company. He did some reduction and he purchased about 5 or 6 new companies. So we're going to go over those companies and see exactly the transaction. What did he do? See some of his moves, and we'll talk about if they were good moves or bad moves. But before we get started, if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and if you like to make money, hit that like button as well as check out my free ebook in the description below, 5 quick metrics to look for before spending your time in any company. So first off, here's the Security Exchange Commission filing for the Warren Buffett portfolio. You can see some of the shares here of all the things that's gone through the quarter. I'll provide a link for this in the description below. So let's look at the portfolio for Warren Buffett and his new investments. So here at this site, which also I'm going to provide a link in the description below, datarama.com, you can see here the Berkshire Hathaway holdings as period Q3 2020. They currently have 49 stocks of 49 companies and a portfolio valued of $228 billion or $229 billion if you round it off. So let's look at some of these transactions that happened for the Q3. So first one here, Apple, you can see here is 47% or 48% of the entire portfolio for Berkshire Hathaway, and they reduced it by 3.7%. This is not a sell. I think he did this because they were about to get to the 10% ownage of Apple. Maybe that's why they decreased it by 3.7%. As you can see here, the history. He originally bought it in 2016 in Q1 for about $27. So he did great with this purchase here. And you can see here he's reduced it by 1%, 0.3%, 0.15%. So I think it's kind of the same reason. So let's go back to the portfolio. And then you can see here he added to Bank of America 9%. So, and he actually sold out in Bank of America. You can see he sold 100% of his shares in 2010 in Q4, and he probably sold it for a loss. You can see here he originally bought it at $48, and with the financial crisis and things like that, he sold it. But he bought it back again in 2017 Q3, and since then, he's been adding it. He reduced it slightly here and then just recently added more at a lower price. You can see from his original purchase from $25 to now $24. And here's some of the other companies he's owned: Coca-Cola, American Express, Kraft Heinz, Moody's Corp, US Bank Corp, Charter Communications. He reduced this holding here. If we look at the details here, he bought it for $37 and right now is at $85. He's probably reduced it for the same reason, owning 10% of the company or something like that, because this is a very minimal reduce. But you can see he did very well with this company, buying at $37 and right now is about $85. And Wells Fargo is a big decrease here. This is more meaningful. He reduced Wells Fargo's holding by 46%. If we look at the details for Wells Fargo, he originally bought it around $35 and has been adding it since then. You can see here 2013 he added, but then been reducing it since 2017, and 2020 Q2 he reduced it by 26% at $25 and then at 46% at $23. So Warren Buffett is not perfect. This was obviously a bad investment. He was buying it at $30, $35. So this is a loss here. He sold it at. He still owns more shares of Wells Fargo. It's not a complete sell. It's still 1.3% of his entire portfolio, but he sold shares at a loss. He added to General Motors, the car company, and then these are the stocks he also owns Visa here. It's a great company here. He made a lot of money with this purchase here. We go into the details. You can see here he bought it at $21, and right now I think Visa is over $200. So outstanding buy here. And then here's some of the new companies that I want to talk about that Warren Buffett purchased for Q3 2020. Merck, I just actually covered a video, my last video with this company, and actually bought shares slightly lower than what he purchased at. I bought about $81, but this is a new position for him. It's 0.8% of his portfolio. He spent almost $2 billion to purchase shares of this company. And then AbbVie, I'm sure if you guys follow me in my channel, I've talked a lot about this company. He bought it at $87 per share, and right now it's almost $100. Right now I think AbbVie is a decent buy at about $100. It's not a great buy as what it was, $87, or in previous years, $65, or even when it was $90 or $95. But right now it's $100 a shares. I think it's going to jump more because of the fact that he bought more shares, or he opened a position in this company. And I think around $110 is a fair price. So right now at $100 is an okay buy. Not a great buy like it was, but a decent buy nonetheless. I see this company, you know, in the next few years being $150. Bristol Myers, also I covered this company in my previous videos. Again, if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Bristol Myers is undervalued right now at $60. He purchased shares, you know, opened a position in Bristol Myers. Right now I think it's about $61, $62. It's still undervalued. I think this stock is an $80, $90 stock. So do your research on all three of these. These are all, you know, decent buy. This is a good buy right now. Berkshire Hathaway is a good buy right now, and AbbVie is a decent buy right now. But do your research on these three companies. I personally own shares of these companies, and, you know, I'm very happy with that. Amazon Corp, we all know Amazon. He did tremendous growth here. Let's see what price he purchased Amazon. He initially purchased shares at $1,700, and right now is about $3,000 a share. So he did good here with the purchase of Amazon, obviously. And Snowflake is a new IPO technology company. I think maybe like a few months ago it did an IPO. He bought shares before the IPO, so he got it at a better discount rate. So let's move on. MasterCard, you know, a financial transaction company. Series XM, he added to Coger. This one is another good one here that I like. He added almost 14% more shares to his, or 14% increase to his previous quarter, Q2. I think this company is undervalued right now. It's a good, decent buy at current prices, and you can see here he originally bought it at about $28, so it hasn't run up too much, so he's been adding to it. So even at $33, $34, $35, I think it's still a good buy for Coger. And some more company, Store Capital, I mentioned this company before. He has a fair price, or he bought it about $27. Or actually, let's look into it. Yeah, he originally bought it about $22 and added more at $23 in Q2, so that was a good buying opportunity. I actually bought shares around $17 for this company, so I'm very happy with how it's performed, and I bought it also in the March, April lows. So this company here, Alexa quoting system, I think it's also the same thing with Apple, only a 2.7% decrease, so it must be he don't want to have 10% shares of the company. Let's go to continue forward. You can see here Global Life he owns. Liberty Global, I think it's an insurance company. I'm not sure you're familiar with this company, but he reduced it at 6.7%. Gold, Brick and Gold, this was earlier this year he purchased it, and now he sold 42% of this company. Well, let's look at the details here. Yeah, as you can see here, Q2 he purchased shares at $26 and sold at $28, so he made a decent profit. He still owns it, but sold, as you saw, 42.6%. T-Mobile company, US Inc., he bought it here as a new position for his company. For Berkshire, it's only 0.12% of the portfolio, not a huge percentage of the portfolio. It doesn't pay a dividend. It looks to be fairly valued right now, in my opinion, but he purchased shares of T-Mobile. And overall, he's been decreasing in financials. You saw earlier Wells Fargo, he decreased. And then this company here, M&T Bank Corp, he decreased. Let's see if he sold it at a loss. You can see here he added at $80, $92. So he made profit on this one. He's just selling the profit there. If we look at the next one, PNC Financials, let's go into details here. He bought it at $136 originally when he first opened position, 2008 Q3, and he sold at a 105 and at 109. So he's been losing money in this one. So he lost money in Wells Fargo and PNC Financials. So Warren Buffett, it's not perfect. He as a human, he makes mistakes as well. So that's that. And then he purchased Pfizer. I actually covered Pfizer. He purchased about $36. I think it's a decent buy here, a good buy here at 36. I think right now it's going to be down to about 36 because it was slightly around $40 because of Moderna vaccine. So that pushed the price for Pfizer down. So you might be able to pick up Pfizer at about $36 as well. And then JP Morgan, he sold 95% of JP Morgan. If we look here, let's see if he sold it for a loss. He originally bought it at 112. Yeah, and you can see here he's added at 97, he added at 101, and now he sold it 61% here at $94 and 95% at $96. So he also sold JP Morgan at a loss as well. He still owns shares, $93 million worth of shares, but as you can see here, 95% reduction at a loss. And right now, JP Morgan makes up 0.04% of his portfolio. And he added to Liberty Link Group. Not too familiar with this company. He originally bought it at $34, and he's buying it again at $8. I did look at a little bit of his operating cash flow for this company. It looks good. It looks to be undervalued, but I would have to do more research on this company. But you see here, he bought it at a higher price, and bought more at $32 when it dropped $2. But now with all the things that's going on for 2020, the price dropped all the way to $8. So and he purchased more shares. So he likes this company. The fact that he lost a lot of money, I would say almost 60-70% of his money was lost, but he's purchasing more shares. So that's something to look at here in this company. And another thing to note, which is not listed here, he sold out completely of Costco. Which I think Costco is a great, outstanding company. It is overvalued right now, in my opinion. But overall, I wouldn't personally have sold it. I would just held on to it and collected dividends. Costco actually just announced a $10 a share dividend, special dividend. So that's outstanding for those of you who have Costco in your portfolio. I do think Costco right now is overvalued, but I wouldn't personally have sold out. I would just continue holding, collecting the dividends, and let it ride, until the sunset, because Costco is a long-term company, in my opinion. So those were the moves of Warren Buffett investments. As you can see, as is Q2, I have the links for these sites in the description below. And while you're down there in the description, check out my free ebook as well. Some of these moves made a lot of sense, and some of them, I don't agree with. For example, the Costco move, he completely sold out of Costco. I don't agree with that. But overall, those were his moves. Let me know in the comments what some of the moves that you agree with that Warren Buffett did or didn't do. Let me know that in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.